Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is 30 Ever After. My name is Iona, and this is the place to be if you want to share dating tips and relationship advice. So today we're talking about visas, partner visas. No, it's not a fun topic, but if you don't live here or if you're not an Australian resident and you really want to stay, this is a big deal. So I'm going to personally share what we've learned because it was a lot of trial and error, and our visa took way longer because of our own mistakes. So I'm just going to share with you what we've learned, so hopefully you won't repeat them. And before I get started, I just want to say I'm not a registered immigration agent. It's not my background. I'm only sharing what I've learned through Googling and what I have learned from personal experience. So if you have a complex case, I won't be able to answer them, but you could hire an immigration agent. So it's something that I wish I did the research I would have done, because yeah, sure, the cost of the visa is about, it's more than 5K. You look it up on the website and see how much it is. I think it was about 7-ish. And we thought, oh, well, we can just do the paperwork ourselves. Like, we don't have language barriers. Why not? We'll just follow instructions. And I really regret that now, because after we submitted our application, it was like we didn't know what would happen after that. And you can call immigration and they have a hotline that can help you, and they're friendly, but they're not meant to give you advice on your specific case. So they can't look up and see where your case is at. So this is where having a middle person would have been great, so that they can tell you based on other applications that they're processing what's been happening, and they might know things that you don't. And an immigration agent will check all your paperwork to make sure that you sent everything through, which was another mistake that we made. So look for an immigration agent who's done your friends' visas, and the word of mouth works really well. I think I found a couple of agents that I would trust, so if I come across them, I will leave their link if they're okay with me doing it. So hiring immigration is something that I wish I would have known to do, or just really considered investing in. The second thing is you have to read your conditions. So once you apply, you submit that partner visa application, you are on a bridging visa. So the bridging visa allows you to work and allows you to just stay in the country. And if you're not eligible for Medicare, you can apply for Medicare. I was traveling in and out of work for work, and I was told that if you were to leave the country, you need to apply for a bridging visa so that you can come back. You can leave the country and come back. And I had applied for one, 6 months before I was going to travel, a year before I was going to travel, and then we went on our trip to Japan. But I didn't know that you have to get a bridging visa. You have to apply every time you leave the country, because when they give you that notification, they tell you when you have to be back in the country by. And I made that mistake, and I got stuck at the airport where they told me I didn't have visa to come back. So it was very traumatic, and when that happens, your first thought is to Google to see if it's happened to anyone else, and the advice on there is outdated and it doesn't help because they give you a whole bunch of scenarios. So what happens is, by the way, if that ever happens to you, I can do another video for it, but basically you have to enter the country in another visa and then try to reinstate your bridging visa for your partner sponsorship. But what happens is, if you come in on another visa, you have to wait for that to expire till your bridging visa kicks in. So this is something that I've learned from personal experience. So every time you leave the country, just be diligent and check your paper. Okay, the next thing you want to do is keep your details updated. So every time you move your change email addresses, you have to update your contact information in the account to let immigration know. And this is really important, especially if you're going to change emails, because that's how they communicate with you. If they're looking for an extra document, if they want you to do the medical, they're going to send you an email message. And if you miss that, and if you miss the time frame that they tell you have to do it in, they could make a decision based on whatever evidence that they have or don't have. So it could mean that you miss an email and they decide, all right, there isn't enough information here, you don't get approved. So you definitely don't want to miss those emails. What happened with us was Christian missed the first email. It was pure accident. It was going to an inbox he doesn't check that often, and because of that, the immigration asked, made the request again, and it wasn't until I logged into our account that I saw this message had gone to him that we missed. So try not to just try to keep up with your correspondence. I usually would log into my IMMI account every few months just to make sure that I wasn't missing out on anything. So once we realized that we were missing documents that immigration needed, we got on top of it right away. But sometimes they get busy and you send them a document and they're not going to read it right away. So let's just say you're missing a police check and you submit it. It's not like someone else will pick that up right away and then approve it. So that was what held us back. Every time we submitted something, it was a 3-month wait. Then we were requested to get something else. And by the time it was all the requests were sent in, our my initial medical had already expired. So your medical and I believe your police clearance, again, just check the website or ask your immigration agent, but it expires. Okay, then the next thing is keep uploading your evidence. So our relationships evolve, and if you're in a 2-year waiting timeline, things change. So for us, we got a puppy, we invested together, we've been through other life events that we communicated with immigration, and it just shows that the relationship has been progressing. So their wait time, I believe, is 2 years. 2 years to get your partner visa approved, and then after that you have to submit evidence that you're still together, that the relationship is ongoing, and then you get your 801, which is your permanent residence visa. But what I didn't know is if you've been waiting for your visa for more than 2 years, then you go straight to the permanent residence visa. So again, this is something that you will want to check with your immigration agent, because I'm just speaking from pure experience here and through just Googling and chatting to other people about their experience. So yeah, I think it's on a case-by-case basis depending on how it goes for you, but I definitely, if I were to do it again, would have hired an immigration agent. It just takes the stress off of you. So if you're applying for your partner visa, or if you're thinking about it, I hope this video helped you. If you have any stories to share about timeframes, how long it took you to get processed, what tips and tricks to get approved, please share them in the comment. And if you want to know more about visas, then also leave me a comment, and like and subscribe if you want more content like this. Thanks for watching. Bye.